Hey everybody, meteorologist Brad Panovich here for SkiSoutheast.com. We're getting ready for the big President's Day weekend. We've had a return to some snow this week, but the pattern is still kind of topsy-turvy. I know it's a big ski weekend. Let's get right to the details on what's heading our way. Some good news if you're going skiing this upcoming weekend. Now, I know the rain in North Carolina this week, the warm temperatures, even the ice hasn't been ideal, but here's the good news. We are actually going to see another system approaching on Saturday. Now, bad news first. It's going to start as rain. So if you're going skiing Saturday, just bring the gear, the rain gear. It's definitely going to be rain for everybody, even West Virginia, Maryland. But starting Sunday, that system's going to move through early in the morning. And by the afternoon, if you're skiing Sunday as well, you're going to see a transition at some point during the day to probably some rain to sleet to snow pretty quickly by late in the afternoon. So if you have a 3-day weekend or a 4-day weekend plan, just know that the second half of the weekend is going to be much better from a snow standpoint. And as we go into Sunday night, we're going to get a ton of northwest flow snow and likely some good snowmaking conditions. So you'll be shocked if you're skiing from Sunday to Monday how conditions are going to flip pretty quickly with the ski resorts making snow, doing their grooming. You're going to wake up Monday morning, President's Day, to some pretty awesome conditions. And then, boy, the rest of the month is starting to look pretty good. We've got a cold pattern setting up for Monday, Tuesday, so great snowmaking conditions. And here we go. We've got another system approaching for the middle of the week. So if you got plans to ski next weekend, ooh, it's looking good. Look at this system coming in on Wednesday into Thursday. This promises to bring some significant snow. This might be the biggest storm so far of the season for areas, especially in North Carolina, but I think for the entire southeast region, because as the system moves through, you can see that snow that develops, but even on the backside, we get some northwest flow snow and likely some great conditions for making snow. So totals, potential. Again, this will just be potential. We go through Saturday, a little bit of ice and snow. As I mentioned, Sunday, though, watch what happens Sunday. Late in the day, here comes the snow. We go into Monday morning, pretty decent amount of snow right there, right? As we go into next week, this next system, look at this. Going into next week, and so I'm going to stop it right there. We'll put a pause point there just so we can see, because this will be going into next Friday. Look at some of these totals we're talking about in North Carolina. Pretty amazing amounts. Probably over a foot of snow combined with the system late this weekend and up into Virginia and West Virginia. So that is an ideal setup right there. Let's take a look at the forecast here. Here's the 5-day forecast. You can see not great Friday, Saturday, but starting Sunday, both natural snow and snowmaking conditions that will last through the middle of the week. Now, if you're getting excited for the system, let me show you something. I'm going to show you some potential here of 3 inches of snow. So one of the things we look at on these models is just not the single models, but the ensembles. If you're familiar with ensemble members, this is what you're looking at here. So this is the probability of seeing 3 inches of snow between now and basically next weekend. And if you look real carefully here, and I'll kind of highlight some of these areas, you could see areas up here in West Virginia, Maryland, very high probability of getting 3 inches plus, but even in North Carolina, you're approaching that 30 to 40% range. So significant snow set up here. And the other part of this that you can't really see is that this is going to be cold air. So the cold air is actually going to be sticking around as we go into the rest of the month. So late season skiing is looking good with as great as conditions we had in January, and now this flip back from the first 2 weeks being super warm. This could really help us get going into March, and I think we're going to be skiing well into March this year just because of how good the bases have been at many resorts. So I'm hoping to do some March skiing this year. I hope you are too. If you're going to the summit, conditions are turning just in time for that. So President's Day, Southeast Ski Summit, all looking good right now as we go later in the month. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and as always, everybody, keep thinking snow.